am sending a new person in your life, one shaped not by chance but by intention, one who carries seeds of transformation within their spirit. You have walked many roads alone, sometimes surrounded by people yet still alone in the chambers of your heart. I have watched the weight you carried quietly, the burdens you did not voice, the strength you used to appear steady even when you were weary, and I have decided that it is time for companionship that matches the depth of who you are becoming. Not a distraction, not an illusion, not another fleeting presence, but a soul whose arrival aligns with the rhythm of your growth and the healing I have already begun in you. Do not think I send this person to rescue you, for I have already held you through every moment you thought you could not survive. I do not send them to fix you because you are not broken, only unfolding. The new person I place before you will not complete you, for you are already whole. Instead, they will reflect back to you the parts of yourself you learned to hide, the truths you silenced, the dreams you feared were too large or too late. They will remind you that your heart is still capable of opening, your trust is still capable of blooming, and your chapter is still capable of surprising you. I know you have felt the sting of disappointment. I know trust has been a fragile thing in your hands, like glass shaped by memory and fracture. You have learned to doubt what feels good because the past has taught you caution, and I do not condemn you for this. Your heart has survived storms that others never saw, but hear me now. The storms were not punishments. They were passages. They carried you to the terrain where you could begin anew. This new person I am sending is not meant to repeat the mistakes of those who came before. I am not recycling your pain. I am not looping your past. I am opening a doorway into something you have not experienced yet, something you prayed for in whispers, in tears, in silent nights when you thought I was far away. I was never far. I stood in the room with you, closer than breath, holding what you could not hold. Every moment you believed yourself abandoned was a moment in which I was creating a path forward that you could not yet see. This person is part of that path, woven into my design long before you felt lonely, long before you learned to yearn. And so I tell you, do not fear their arrival. Do not sabotage what I send because it feels unfamiliar. New blessings rarely resemble old pain. New beginnings rarely look like the endings that came before them. Allow yourself to meet this person with openness, not suspicion. Trust me enough to trust the gift I am placing in your life. I am not asking you to ignore your discernment. I am asking you to let your discernment serve my voice instead of your fear. I am sending this person because your next season requires partnership, not isolation. Your purpose is expanding, and expansion often calls for support. You will dream bigger with them. You will heal deeper with them. You will grow further with them. This is not dependency, this is divine collaboration, two paths converging to create something neither could accomplish alone. Do not fear what you do not yet understand. Walk slowly. Breathe deeply. Trust me. I am guiding you towards something that will nourish you, not drain you. Something that will teach you new forms of love, not repeat old wounds. Something that will remind you that I have always been attentive to the desires of your heart, even when you believed your prayers went unanswered. When this person arrives, welcome them with openness, but also with wisdom. See them clearly, not through the lens of past pain, but through the lens of present possibility. Let conversation become connection. Let connection become understanding, and let understanding grow into something sacred. There is no need to rush toward conclusions. Let this relationship reveal itself layer by layer, at the pace your hearts can hold. And if doubts arise, because doubts visit every human heart, bring them to me. Not every question is a warning. Sometimes a question is simply an invitation for reassurance. I am not fragile. I am not offended by your uncertainty. Come to me with your fears, I will not shame you. Come to me with your confusion, I will bring clarity. Come to me with your hopes, I will honor them. Remember this above all, I am not giving you this person to take anything from you, but to add to your life in ways you did not know you needed. You have carried burdens alone for long enough. Let yourself experience connection that feels like ease, like breath, like sunlight after shadow. You deserve companionship that aligns with your healing, not your trauma. This is not a repeat of your past. This is redemption of what your past could not give. You wonder why it is necessary to pray before allowing anyone to enter your life. You wonder why I ask you to pause, to breathe, to seek me before you open the door of your heart to another soul. And so I speak to you now, gently but clearly, so you may understand the depth of my care, the precision of my timing, and the wisdom behind every instruction I give. I ask you to pray first because your life is precious, your spirit is valuable, and your destiny is delicate. What enters your life does not merely walk beside you, it shapes you, influences you, redirects you, strengthens you, or weakens you. Every connection plants something in the soil of your soul, and I desire the gardens within you to flourish, not wither. You must pray because you do not see what I see. You look at faces, I look at hearts. You listen to words, I listen to intentions. You observe gestures, I perceive motives hidden beneath them. You see the present moment, I see the path unfolding years ahead. I see the ripple of every choice, every alliance, every friendship, every bond. I know which connections will elevate your spirit and which will drain your energy. I know who comes to bless you and who comes to take without ever giving. I know who aligns with your purpose and who distracts you from it. I know who carries peace in their presence and who carries storms they have not learned to calm. You cannot always discern these truths at first glance, but I can. And so I ask you to pray before you invite someone into your life, because prayer opens your inner sight to my perspective. When you pray, you step out of the realm of emotion and into the realm of wisdom. Emotions are real, and I do not dismiss them, but they can deceive you. Loneliness can make you welcome what is unhealthy. Desire can make you ignore warning signs. Kindness in others can make you assume compatibility where none exists. A pleasant voice can mask a troubled spirit. A warm presence can hide intentions that are not aligned with your well-being. But prayer interrupts illusion. Prayer clears fog. Prayer brings alignment between your heart and my truth. Prayer protects you from mistaking familiarity for destiny, chemistry for purpose, charm for character, and attention for affection. I do not ask you to distrust the world. I ask you to trust me more than you trust your own impulses. Not every opportunity is divine. Not every invitation is safe. Not every open door is meant to be walked through. You may wonder why now. Why after so long? Why after you learned to stand alone? Why after you rebuilt yourself piece by piece? Because now you will meet them not as someone seeking validation, but as someone rooted. You are no longer looking for someone to define you, carry you, or save you. You are meeting them from a place of strength, not desperation. This timing is not accidental. It is the moment where your heart can receive without losing itself, where connection does not require sacrifice of self, where love does not feel like erosion but like expansion. This person will come with their own wounds, their own journey, their own story shaped by my hand. Do not expect perfection. Expect humanity wrapped in grace. Expect someone who has also been shaped by loss and rebuilt by hope. Their imperfections are not threats. They are openings for compassion, doorways through which understanding can pass. You will teach each other. You will challenge each other. You will refine one another not through drama, but through honesty. Not through chaos, but through patience. Not through fear, but through truth. I am sending this person because you are ready for a connection that grows you rather than depletes you. You are ready for someone who sees you not only for who you appear to be, but for the potential you carry in the depths of your being. Someone who will not shrink from your light, nor be intimidated by your passion, nor misunderstand your softness. Someone who speaks in a language your heart remembers, even if your mind questions. Someone who reflects the maturity you have earned and the gentleness you deserve. But understand this, receiving them requires that you loosen your grip on the remnants of what you have outgrown. You cannot hold the new if your hands are filled with the old. Release bitterness so you can grasp blessing. Release fear so you can receive joy. Release the belief that love must hurt, that people must leave, that closeness must be temporary. Those were lessons for another season, a chapter that served its purpose and is now closed. Do not drag past endings into future beginnings. There will be moments when you will feel the impulse to retreat. I know you. I know your instinct to protect yourself, to hide when something feels too vulnerable. But I ask you, when that moment comes, pause before you run. Seek me before you close your heart. Let me whisper clarity where your fears try to speak confusion. Let me show you the difference between danger and discomfort, between old patterns and new possibilities. Growth often feels uncomfortable, not because something is wrong, but because you are stepping into something bigger than where you were before. This person will appreciate your authenticity. They will value the parts of you others overlooked. They will not only listen to your words, but will hear your heart. They will celebrate your victories and sit with you in your sorrows. They will not be intimidated by your strength or take advantage of your kindness. They will not require you to shrink. They will not demand that you prove your worth. They will come with a capacity to love that mirrors the love I have been teaching you to accept. Some days they will remind you of the softness you feared you had lost. Other days they will challenge you into becoming bolder than you ever imagined. They are not a replacement for me, nor a substitute for your own fulfillment, but an extension of my care for you, an example of my ability to answer prayers with precision. They will stand beside you, not above you, not beneath you, but beside you as you continue walking the path I designed. When you meet them, you may not immediately recognize the magnitude of their presence. Sometimes my gifts come gently, quietly, without fanfare. But pay attention to how your spirit responds. Pay attention to the peace that surrounds them, the alignment that unfolds naturally, the way your intuition settles rather than tightens. These are the signs that my hand is in this. Do not rush. What I send will not demand haste. It will unfold with patience, because what is meant for you does not need to be forced. And do not cling, for what comes from me does not need fear to hold it in place. Simply open your heart slowly, steadily, at the pace that feels true. Trust that what is born in my timing will grow in my protection. This connection is not only about companionship, it is about destiny. It is about the intertwining of two journeys that have been preparing for one another without knowing it. I have shaped both of you through experiences that forged resilience, empathy, wisdom, and depth. Each moment of longing, each tear, each lesson has been part of preparing you to meet not as incomplete halves, but as two complete souls ready to evolve together. Some doors lead to growth, others lead to bondage. Some connections build your spirit, others silently erode it. Some people teach you love, others teach you loss. Some connections elevate your calling, others extinguish your flame. It is not always easy to see clearly because humans are complex, layered, shaped by wounds, choices, and histories you cannot fully comprehend. But I see all things. I know all things. I understand the trajectory of every heart. And if you let me guide you, I will protect you from relationships that would delay your destiny or damage your peace. When you pray before accepting someone into your life, you invite me into the space where decisions take root. You allow me to filter intentions, sift spirits, and reveal truths. Some people are not meant to harm you, yet they do not have the strength to walk with you either. Some come with good intentions but weak foundations. Some seek comfort, not partnership. Some crave admiration, not connection. Some want what you carry but cannot reciprocate what you give. Prayer reveals these distinctions. Prayer illuminates what your eyes cannot see and your logic cannot grasp. Prayer creates a boundary of wisdom around your heart, so you do not accept people out of pressure, loneliness, confusion, or emotional vulnerability. I do not send everyone who knocks. You must understand this. Your heart is not a public doorway. Your heart is a sacred space. Not everyone deserves access to it. Not everyone has earned the right to walk through the chambers where your dreams rest and your truths dwell. When you pray before letting someone in, you are not being suspicious. You are being wise. You are acknowledging that connection is powerful and that you honor yourself enough to seek my counsel first. Prayer is not merely asking me to approve or disapprove. Prayer is communion. It is alignment. It is clarity. It is protection. It is an invitation for me to shape your discernment so that you recognize peace when it stands before you and illusion when it disguises itself as promise. When you pray, you are not only seeking answers, you are training your spirit to recognize the subtle differences between what feels good temporarily and what is good eternally. Sometimes I will urge you to welcome someone, and you will feel an unexplainable peace about them. At other times, I will gently nudge you away, even when everything looks perfect on the surface. Many blessings disguise themselves as ordinary moments, and many dangers disguise themselves as blessings. But prayer keeps you from misplacing trust, misreading signs, or mistaking emotional longing for spiritual confirmation. You must pray because relationships influence your destiny. Some people are catalysts of growth, expanding your potential, inspiring your courage, sharpening your purpose. Others will diminish your light, not intentionally, but because they are not equipped to handle the depth of who you are. Some will celebrate your calling, others will fear it. Some will push you toward the future I have written for you. Others will anchor you in patterns you worked hard to break. Without prayer, you may choose companionship based on temporary comfort rather than long-term alignment. Understand this. I do not deny you connection. I created you for connection. But I desire that the connections you embrace carry my breath, my intention, and my timing. When you pray, you slow down long enough to listen. In a world that rushes decisions, prayer gives you the power to pause. And in the pause, you will often find clarity that emotion disguises. Prayer positions you to hear what your intuition is whispering. Many times I have spoken to your spirit long before your mind caught up. You have felt unease around certain people but ignored it. You have sensed hesitation but dismissed it. You have known something felt misaligned but convinced yourself to continue. That quiet voice was my guidance. Prayer amplifies that voice. Prayer strengthens your sensitivity to my direction. Prayer turns inner whispers into unmistakable truth. You must pray because your heart deserves the right people. You are not meant to walk through life entangled with those who cannot honor your worth, respect your boundaries, or value your presence. Prayer helps you differentiate between those who come to grow with you and those who come to use the parts of you they desire but cannot reciprocate. Prayer ensures that the people you welcome into your life are not temporary distractions wearing the clothing of purpose. Some will come into your life with charm but not character. Some will enter with passion but not loyalty. Some will approach you with confidence but lack accountability. Some will speak beautifully but act inconsistently. Prayer reveals the difference between charisma and integrity. Prayer helps you identify who is committed to truth, humility, and growth, and who simply seeks admiration, validation, or convenience. I ask you to pray because your destiny is too significant to be shaped by accidents. Every person you allow close to you has influence. Yes, even those who remain only for a season. Yes, even those who remain only for a season. Influence can be healing or harmful. It can elevate your identity or weaken it. It can align you with your purpose or pull you away from it. I do not ask you to fear connection, I ask you to steward it. When you pray, you welcome my counsel into your vulnerability. You hand me the keys to your decisions. You allow me to protect the softness inside you. Prayer invites me to stand at the gate of your heart and guard it with wisdom. Without prayer, you may open your life to people who only recognize parts of you and not the fullness of who you are. Prayer ensures that anyone who enters your life does so under my covering. Sometimes I will withhold people from your life not because they are bad, but because the timing is wrong. You may meet someone who seems aligned with you, but timing is not a small detail. It is a realm of its own. What is right at the wrong time becomes wrong. Prayer helps you discern timing with as much clarity as you discern people. Prayer prevents premature connections, which often become sources of pain simply because they began before both hearts were ready. I want you to understand this deeply. Prayer is not a ritual. It is a relationship. It is the way your spirit aligns with mine. Through prayer, I shape your perceptions, reorder your priorities, calm your anxieties, and expand your understanding. Prayer is a shield, a guide, a light, a filter. Without prayer, you navigate the world with limited vision. With prayer, you walk with divine insight. You must pray because love, friendship, partnership, and companionship are sacred spaces. They carry the power to restore or to wound, to uplift or to drain, to strengthen or to break. When you pray, you give me permission to protect you from people who are not ready for the responsibility of your heart. You allow me to guide you toward those whose presence will water your soul and honor your journey. I have seen you choose people out of loneliness before. I have seen you settle for what felt available instead of what was aligned. I have seen you cling to connections you knew were fading because you feared starting over. I do not judge you for this. I understand the tenderness of your humanity. I know how deeply you desire to love and be loved, but I also know how costly misaligned relationships can be, and I do not want you to pay the price of pain that could be avoided through prayer. When you pray before accepting someone into your life, you place me between you and the world. You allow me to evaluate the invisible. You allow me to examine what you cannot see, the condition of their spirit, the direction of their path, the alignment of their heart with your destiny. I do not look at surface. I look at substance. I look at what they carry and what they lack. I look at what they have healed and what they have not yet faced. I look at how they treat people when no one is watching. I look at their capacity for truth, for humility, for kindness. I look at whether their presence will be a sanctuary or a storm. I do not ask you to be perfect. I ask you to be prayerful. Perfection is not required for connection. Wisdom is. I am your wisdom. When you pray, you lean into that wisdom and away from impulse. You learn to wait rather than rush. You learn to choose rather than fall. You learn to discern rather than guess. Prayer prepares your heart for what is meant and protects your heart from what is not. It sharpens your intuition. It strengthens your boundaries. It teaches you that saying no to what is wrong creates space for what is right. It teaches you that solitude is not emptiness when it is filled with purpose. It teaches you that connection is not meaningful when it is misaligned with destiny. I ask you to pray because I want your relationships to be sources of peace, growth, understanding, and joy. I want you to walk with those who honor my presence in you, who respect your journey, who value your time, who cherish your heart, who speak truth with gentleness, who give as generously as they receive. I want you to experience relationships that mirror the love I pour into you, not relationships that drain the love from you. You may not always understand my reasons when I tell you to release someone or when I withhold someone from your life. But trust this, every no I give is protection, every not yet is preparation, and every yes is a blessing crafted with intention. If prayer is your foundation, confusion will not govern your relationships. Peace will. Do not be afraid to come to me with your hopes. Do not be afraid to ask me whether someone is meant to walk beside you. I will answer, not always with the immediacy you expect, but always with the clarity you need. My guidance is never meant to control you. It is meant to free you. Free you from cycles, from mistakes, from heartache that could be avoided. Free you to embrace what is truly meant for you. You must pray before accepting anyone into your life because your life is sacred. Your heart is sacred. Your time is sacred. Your purpose is sacred. I desire to guard what is sacred in you. I desire to lead you toward connections that strengthen your spirit, support your calling, and illuminate your path. Let me protect you. Let me guide you. Let me choose with when you pray, you place your relationships under my light, and in that light, nothing harmful can hide. When you pray, you acknowledge that your heart belongs first to me, and in that belonging, you become empowered to love wisely. When you pray, you walk into relationships not blindly, but guided by truth. Pray before you welcome anyone into your life, not out of fear, but out of wisdom, not out of suspicion, but out of surrender. Not because others are unworthy, but because your destiny is too valuable to be shaped by unexamined connections. Let your relationships be guided by my voice, anchored in my wisdom, and aligned with my purpose for you. And as you do, you will find that every connection I allow will bring peace, clarity, growth, and the unmistakable sense that you are being guided not by chance but by love.